Rough, which is a map that they have played 12 times in recent history, so which is a lot for a Siege team.
Speaking of maps, where are we going to play? Let's find out.
Clubhouse and Consulate are going to be banned out as the last maps played for both of these teams. First ban for FaZe is going to be Coastline. Again, not a map this region likes to play into that much at all, so we'll see that one knocked out. Border in similar suit by the Black Dragons. That leaves with the last 3 Bank. And we've got Villa once again, and our final map as well, which should be Clubhouse is banned out. So
it's Cafe.
Cafe, that's right, thank you. So let's see which one it is, and it'll be Villa once again. So we'll be jumping into that for our final matchup today. Again, another map that this region is quite familiar with and likes to play into quite a bit.
Yeah. Cafe, on the other hand, the opposite. Aha! And that's why it's not being played. So, okay. Map done. Let's see what you guys think. Who is going to win? Why don't you go ahead and tell us? You've definitely not been too accurate today. Maybe that'll change with this last one. 67% for FaZe. 24 for Black Dragons.
FaZe will start sweating a little bit now as a result of them winning the poll, unfortunately. That's
been
the curse today for some reason.
It has, because like if we go back here, let's see, Elevate obviously lost their poll. It was 57% for Ints, and then Elevate won. Ninjas in Pajamas won their poll, and then Team 1 were the ones who took that one. And then the last one, Team Liquid won the poll, and they also won. So there is one exception to the rule today. So Team Liquid standing above the rest today, at least, and we'll see if FaZe can keep it at least like 2 for 2, or sorry, 2 for 4. Oh, I don't know if they can. It could be either team, to be honest. I think this is a really one-sided vote, and I don't think it's maybe a little unfair.
This is a match I think can go either way, especially now that it's gone to Villa too, which again, like as we were explaining, is a pretty comfort pick for both of these regions. Clubhouse still the top, but that's a map that I think is going to end up getting banned out a lot just because it's too familiar for a lot of teams. So don't want to give them the opportunity to kind of clap back against you under those circumstances. So we're going to get into it though, and we're going to jump into the ban phase nice and quick. Black Dragons start out on the attack, FaZe jump onto the defense. Let's take a look and see the bans. We've had some interesting bans. I think the last Villa game actually had like some really weird bans. We had like Buck get banned out and stuff like that, and a Dokkaebi. I think that was the Villa game anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait. We go back. Yeah,
sure
it was Villa.
Yeah.
Buck and Doke in Villa. It was Nip versus Team 1. Nip and Dokkaebi, I want to say. Team 1 banned. Yeah, because the attackers banned first, right?
Yeah, it was Dokkaebi and Buck.
Yeah.
2 attacker bans.
And okay, yeah. So yeah. It was a weird ban phase, so.
This one's going to start a little bit more straightforward, though, with a Hibana ban getting knocked out. Hard Breacher bans are still obviously not necessarily what you come to expect out of matches, but they're not, crazy anymore. We see them happen quite a bit. Black Dragons have taken a second to decide on their attacker ban. They ended up going with a Montaigne, which is one that was becoming quite the trend as of a couple months ago, but never really took, foothold. And so it's still only banned out, I think it's like 5 or 6% of the time in this region. Mira, going to be the obvious first ban here for the defense, although she's been used quite a bit tonight. I think it's like 2 for 2 on her, either being banned or let into the pool. And then our last one, pretty much either Echo or Maestro. Take your dealer's choice, essentially, and FaZe will choose to knock out Echo in this match.
Not too shocking there. With Mira and Echo gone, that means Maestro is going to be the pivot point on the information meta for defense. And the defender bans are the same as they always are in Latin America. Remember when we were going through the operator pick and bans and the defense? On almost, so there's 4 operators that get banned consistently in Latin America, and then there's 4 other operators that get banned 2% of the time, which is just insane.
It's very one-sided, it seems.
Yeah, they don't get. There's not a lot of. There's a lot of bans getting put anywhere else.
We're all in agreement, I guess, is the positive takeaway from that.
Yeah.
That you could try to take. So we'll get into the first round here now and take a look at the defense. I missed the site, but it should be somewhere upstairs, and yeah, it is going to be. Actually, that's a rarity here, it seems, on this map in recent history for LATAM. Trophy. We are going to go to Trophy Statuary.
Yeah, Trophy's a really good site. It's just like today, it's just been kind of pushed to the sideline for whatever reason. It's not as rare as Library and Living Room, to be fair. FaZe went with Cav on theirs? On their skin?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
A little pop-up anyway.
I did not know that.
I didn't catch that either. Because who did they... I forgot which operator it was, but I have the last one they had.
The last FaZe one?
Yeah. Who did they have? I'm like forgetting who it is now.
Not sure.
I have the charm. I know that because it's on a few of my. It's on a few of my guns.
Yeah, those are universal, so there's that.
Yeah, I just forgot which operator they actually had. I'm feeling really embarrassed. I don't remember that now because I actually bought it. I can't remember for the life of me, to be honest. It's weird.
I can't either.
I don't know, maybe I don't have it equipped or something like that, and I just wanted the charm.
I'm pretty sure I bought it. Like, I bought the all of the first ones. Well, I know I bought them. I haven't bought any of these because I don't know why I can't buy credits.
Really?
Like, I just can't. I go to purchase them, and it's like, sorry, you can't do that. And I'm like, okay, I guess, heck me then.
Maybe your account's, like, freaking out because you have, like, an American, like, Uplay account?
I've been buying credits here for years.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, right?
Like, I don't know what changed.
For me, it just lets me buy them in Zloty when I'm here, so.
They changed the way that the system worked or something like that, and it's weird for me.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Yeah, obviously a little bit off topic.
Playing video games now. We've got Black Dragons coming into the Master bathroom, and they also have control of Master. And on a trophy attack, that's pretty solid control. FaZe still has roamers in play, but the Jackal might be an influence there. Gas canister is not going to be a factor, but C4 certainly will, as there's probably 3 being brought here from FaZe, which is quite a lot.
A little bit of reconstruction being done here by the Mozzie, just so we can get a nice little peek down below at the bottom of the red stairs. Not much to see, though, at this point. Still early days as far as this round is concerned. And for the Black Dragons, they still have a lot more work to do before they're going to be closer to this site. Maverick in position, though. They are not going to use the Thermite. And woof, nice dodge by Wag. He's able to get out of there just in time to avoid that Nitro Cell from taking him down.
He still did survive, though, which means that Wag will be able to open up more of the wall. Astro Control has actually been somewhat wrangled away from the defenders, as you could see. They saw a little player prone in the Astro doorway. He's actually all the way in. This Valkyrie cam gathering good information, but still Astro Control given away. C4 retakes it, though. Well placed there by Ion. Good teamwork. Good information. Black Dragon still using this position, though, to their advantage. They're going to start pushing into the site, taking these long angles, pushing out these engagements. Live not able to get anything going in his favor, but Wag certainly will elsewhere. As Astro goes down, those holes really working in his favor. Oh, Live not checking the right angles. His barrel might have just given him away. The Valkyrie did give a little bit of a shot there, and he misses, which means Live will be able to secure on the repeat. Scan coming out here from the Jackal. These defending players are not doing a great job of retaining control of their own site, but Cameraman coming from behind is going to punish Panico, who is trying to rotate through the bathroom. Mav as well doing some punishment from the hallway. So FaZe, while they don't have control of site, off-site will be doing work in terms of these kills. Nice positioning from Yuna as well as he takes down Live, and it's suddenly just GDN. Man advantage for a while there for the attackers, but it was fleeting. GDN takes down Cameraman. Knows there's one. Oh, a Claymore takes down Yuna. It's just Mav suddenly. He has to retake on the site. GDN has enough time to fake this, but it's going to be really close. He doesn't fake it. He sticks it, and Mav narrowly clutches it out. FaZe will take the first round.
Mav thankfully winning that one out, mainly due to the timing. Gets there just before the IQ is able to get off the diffuser with it planted, most importantly, and of course appropriately aimed. So he'll be able to clutch that one out. And FaZe, mainly by the virtue of denying the ult angles that it seemed Black Dragons wanted to take, aren't able to win that, as Black Dragons took astronomy control incredibly early on in the round for what you normally expected to be taken away anyway. But unfortunately, due to a lack of any other angle to work with, they were never able to take it into a site itself. So that'll be success for FaZe Clan, and they'll be able to move over to Aviator next.
So Aviator, comfortable spot. I mean, this right now is actually the most typical site selection we've seen so far from any team that's played Villa today. We've been seeing a lot of different site selections, mostly kitchen being brought. FaZe seem to be leaning into the more typical, which is fine. You can go ahead and do that if you're confident. The reason why that wouldn't be as common these days, I suppose, is because as much as the sites are more common, that means that attacking them is more known. If you're aware of how to attack a site, then you have a better chance of winning it. You go to kitchen, it's a slightly different thing, I guess. I don't know why words are failing me right now. FaZe are going to be setting themselves up here, pretty standard, all normal reinforcements. They did actually reinforce one wall between gunfault doors, which is kind of interesting. And what that means is that you're not going to get peeked if you're like somebody's inside of Aviator and you're peeking into Games Room from the gun vault door, that means that you're not going to be challenged from Aviator directly. So it gives gun vault a little bit more of a kind of a funnel vision instead of a wide open see everything. So it works against you in that you have less information from gun vault, but it works for you in that you have much more cover when you're peeking at one thing. You can choose your engagement.
So now we've got Black Dragons out onto the board once again. FaZe looking to pull off another defense. We'll see how different things will potentially be on this round. And also, look at this, he's got a little lineup, I think, for his camera here too. Or no, he doesn't even have a camera. He's lining himself up for potentially a Nitro Cell toss here.
Yeah, this is a C4 setup. And you can see he's got this thing. He's got the angle set up with the hollow because the dot on the hollow is the smallest thing you can get. Like, there's no smaller dot that I know of. Not even just from optics, but like even from the C4 dot is kind of big. So yeah, use the hollow. You can get really precise with where you put your C4 in your crosshair.
So I'll be lining that up for use. And we will see the Black Dragons remaining incredibly kind of held back, it seems, at this point.
Blame BattleEye has been banned by BattleEye.
Well, I guess he's blaming BattleEye now.
That's probably, yeah.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Get out of the server.
GDN and the rest of BD coming in for, oh, an aggressive push from the Jackal. He knew where Cameraman was, but he couldn't land the shot. Live will go down. And now FaZe have a man advantage, and they've gotten rid of Jackal of all operators. Really good kill there early on.
It's a nice pick to find. You still have the Mozzie in play, although he did take a lot of damage. That's going to be Cameraman, I believe, now down low at under 25 HP and more than likely having to fall back or at minimum play into a safe position where he can try his best to guarantee a 1-for-1 on this next fight.
Ooh, PZD gets a freebie. Astro trying to keep himself close to the drop so he can retreat should he need to. But PZD reads into that really well. C4 prepped for 90. 90 repel, maybe? Does that get the window? No way! Ion just showed us a C4 that is from pool table onto the window.
That's a crazy angle.
He killed the player on... That is crazy. Yeah, that is great.
That goes all the way out the window, too, I'm pretty sure.
I think it lands on the seal, the window seal.
But by the way, it's good enough.
He kills the player on repel. If it lands on the seal, then it kills the player on repel.
Yeah.
So that's because the explosive damage arcs out. Sorry. And yeah, no, that's a really good C4 from Ion.
Oh.
PZD, a beautiful shot onto Yuna as well. So this back and forth will not cease.
So beautiful stuff coming out here. Potentially another Nitro Cell kill. That one's thrown a little bit too high, though, so I think it connects onto the top of the door and ends up not swinging the damage out as much as they would have wished.
Didn't go far enough. A little too early, as what I would say.
Yeah.
FaZe needed to save that for a little bit longer, but I mean, we are coming up to the dying seconds of the round, so I'm guessing he expected the push to come out a lot earlier. 10 seconds left, and Black Dragons going for a default plant, strangely not sticking it. Bad cover here from PZD. He'll go down to Ion. Cameraman inside his study's doing a great job, leaving just Panico. He sprays wildly, but can't land enough shots to win the round, and FaZe will take another one.
FaZe continuing to show their dominance. That beautiful C4 coming in from their Valkyrie to pick off the player on repel on top of just general denial and lack of access here once again for the Black Dragons leading up to the site allows for FaZe to close it out at the end of the day and continue to push their lead forward 2-0 here now. Of course, they'll have to go to one of the downstairs sites. That shouldn't be too much of an issue though in this region, as it seems most teams here are pretty comfortable playing onto those two downstairs sites.
Yeah, the kitchen obviously the favored site of the two. But the living room is actually, we saw it touched on in a match prior. It was the T1 NIP match, and it was actually T1 went to that for the last round, and a pocket strap is what they brought, and they managed to win on living room, which is impressive. And that won them the match. So, moving forward, FaZe going to be setting themselves up for kitchen defense. Here we go.
We see quite a bit of play here on kitchen coming from our last matchup. It was actually quite a pivotal site for both teams. We played into it before, oftentimes coming down to how well roamers were able to be controlled and or utilized, decided how the round played out, and I'm sure that that's going to be a part of this as well, seeing as FaZe Clan have a pretty roamer-centric operator lineup right now.
Yeah, see a lot of delay tactics that are being brought here. You got the Legion, you got the Smoke, right? So that's going to be, probably those are going to be the anchors. Or the Legion can set up to assist in delaying for the roamers. But the reason I suggest that they would be the anchors is because you've got delaying anchors, If the roamers are too far away from site, they've got more time to bring it back when they're needed. Smoke definitely going to be angry. I would hope so. LATAM is the region that has pioneered roaming smoke, though. So maybe not. We'll see. Either which way about it. So far, not a lot happening. Other than Cameraman getting a kill onto PZD upstairs, actually, on his own roam. He almost got a second one there. He'll be marked out as down and finished off by Wag. But he did manage to take down the Zofia. So I'd call that a win, honestly, for the defense. Normally, if Legion dies early, I would say definitely win for the attack. But he took down a Zofia, which oh wow. He's live getting aggressive downstairs inside of Bike, and his Ion goes down. Now suddenly man advantage for the attackers. But the lifeline, what I was trying to say there is the lifeline is a valuable exchange for me over a Legion.
He's going to be able to take him out at the end of the day. Now leaves, however, them without a Jaeger as well. But thankfully, again, Jaeger not the biggest loss at this point for FaZe Clan. It's definitely that Legion is the one that they're regretting losing, especially this early on in the round the most at this point. Black Dragon still trying to work and get some of this territory open on the inside of Master Bedroom. Not going to find much from the side. Live again, though, finding himself a beautiful kill. This time he gets Astro as he picks up his second on the round. And, I mean, overall, just puts this down to a 4v2 now. Delay tactics mattering really not that much here, as we're going to start seeing some of the toxic gas grenades used. But there's still a minute and 20 left, so even if he gets all three of them off with maximum timer, it's still going to leave the attackers with a good 40-50 seconds left, as you're about to see here.
Mav gets one, though. The SAS Shotgun SMG-11 combo is known to be clutch if you're in the right hands, and it is in the right hands. Yuna gets one, so that's just Mav as Yuna gets refragged by GDN. But Mav's had good success already in this round. He's got a C4. Doesn't seem to know that somebody's already pushed into kitchen. And since he's not aware of that, his positioning is not going to be ideal. He could C4 the IQ right now and put this into a 1v1 if he had the information.
Fuser is down, however, so they're going to need to move in to find that. Phone call goes out against him. The Nitro cell as well, chucked in, but it's this small angle from the side, punched in through a soft wall where Panico is able to shut things down for Black Dragons and finally put them on the board.
There were 40 seconds left there. It was very unlikely Mav was going to be able to clutch with so little time, but he had a good position, he had the diffuser, and he had a good operator to hold it if he had just played it a little bit differently. Unlucky for him. He didn't have all the information, of course. We did, so unfair to put that at his feet. Now, Trophy Statuary, the next site here, which was also the first site that FaZe went to. So they couldn't complete a full cycle. They couldn't get all three. They will try again here as we move into the second quarter of this match.
So third point on their triangle does fail, but as you said, yeah, they'll get to repeat this and go back to the original point. Operator lineup going to remain pretty much the same as when they attempted it previously. The Mozzie's going to come back in now, and we'll start to see them probably play in a pretty similar way since it worked for them last time.
Very likely. I'm curious to see what Black Dragons are going to give us here, because they'll have to play a little bit differently. The last time they were here, they went for a heavy master take. They pushed in through Astro, and then on that push, they got torn apart. Mostly because Live just really couldn't make anything happen on the initial entry. He tried so hard, and he came very, very close to getting 3 kills even. But every single one of those, he just fell short. It happens.
Got that control really early, too, over towards Astro, which sometimes there's a lot more resistance there, but it didn't seem to be the case for FaZe Clan, so made a lot of progress really quickly, and then, as you said, it just came to a screeching halt as they were not able to transition that into an actual site take, and, you know, it still nearly won it at the end of the day. Was only really by timing that the Maestro on FaZe Clan, I think it was Mav, was able to work his way back in there and pull that off.
It was Mav, and you're absolutely right. It was very close, but still a win for the defense. Win is a win, right? BD have been putting up a really good fight. The 2-1 scoreline. We always say like the scoreline doesn't really reflect, and I know this one's close. It's just 1 round away from each other, but honestly, like these rounds could be all BD right now. It could be a 3-0.
So FaZe Clan definitely needing to shape up their defense a little bit better off here. Definitely want to see some cleaner rounds from them before the end of this half. Otherwise, attacking could be a problem for them too here with the way that things are being played on the defense right now. But don't want to implicate that too much, as oftentimes that's two very different sides of the same coin.
BD just chilling. FaZe doing the same, and that favors FaZe, obviously, in this equation, considering they are on defense. C4 prep from Yuna. It's, interestingly, he doesn't have like a specific pixel setup, which is really, I don't know why, but it's anxiety-inducing. And he manages to get the C4 off, but it doesn't land on anybody because he didn't know where he was trying to get it to land. So he didn't have like an actual thought process behind it. Weird to watch.
So once again, Black Dragon should just be able to kind of walk right into Astronomy, I'm pretty sure. There's one player on the rotate hole that's set up in the back, but that's it. Not really committed to the inside of this in any way. They're being a lot more cautious of presence from behind them because Live's going to, again, have to be the player to move in here. That's his immediate focus, is finding the frag there, and he's going to get it. Opening kill of the round goes over to him as he's able to take out Yuna. His teammate also downing another one, so he gets the confirm off onto Astro. With him down, a lot of damage being done. Wag, for instance, actually I think is down right now for the attacking side, potentially.
Okay, so the strategy here for FaZe has just been time and time again to leave Astro undefended. And it worked out the first time, but just barely. This time it really didn't. The difference, Live was landing his shots. Now they have reinforced the Astro walls entirely, so it's going to be hard for Astro to actually be useful here for the attacking team, but it's already been useful because there were players exposed to it. FaZe will get another kill though, or their first kill, I suppose. I believe that was Mav taking out GDN, so there you go. Some work being done. Also, lots of BD are on low HP as we hit the last 30 seconds.
It's going to be very tough for them to hold off against an all-out execute, especially with this big hole being opened up in the wall. Mav, however, is able to find one of the first trades against PZD. Got the round continuing to tick down here. More and more of that main wall is going to be opened back up. We actually don't even have the rotate this time into Astronomy itself, as they're not playing into it, so it's a full blockage that Black Dragons will have to work their way past here. Nice lineup. FaZe gets to 3 now on this round, but will finally fall to Panico as he's once again looking to shut this down. Down another player, gets the finish off on that, but Ion trades and most importantly denies the plant. All he has to do now is deny the second plant opportunity or just get the kill. And FaZe Clan once again barely hold on, but they do indeed win upstairs here in the Statuary and Trophy sites.
Really solid defense there from FaZe. Again, I don't know how I feel about that Astro thing. Because what's happening here from FaZe is they're not defending Astro. They're letting the attackers take it. And, okay, I can maybe understand that if you didn't have 2 players exposed to Astro then. Because that's what happened. Live got control of Astro and he killed 2 people. That shouldn't be allowed to happen. You know, like maybe, okay, if you're going to do that, maybe bring a castle, put a castle barricade on both of the Astro doorways that lead into the sites, on the Statuary and on the doorway where the Valkyrie just killed that guy at the end. On both of those doors, put castle barricades there, then Live's not getting any immediate kills as he comes into Astro.
Has to do a little bit more work, knock down the wall, make some noise, at least make it a bit more obvious that they're pushing in.
You gotta peel away the layers, right? Even if it's just normal barricades, whatever the case be, make it so they can't just get 2 picks free in the round. And then that wouldn't have been a close round at all. FaZe would have had it in the bag, considering they managed to win it in the end. That was a really big round from Mav. Got to point a finger at him. Big triple kill there at the end, giving his team a significant leg up. And honestly, I think kind of salvaging his team a little bit because his position was so important. He was playing in the hallway, just taking fights on long angles, winning it.
Managing to do that. Again, the Alda, of course, proving to be useful in that situation as he's able to take the duel. Most importantly, hold those angles that otherwise his teammates would have fallen down to. So Black Dragons still coming very, very close to winning out on multiple rounds now, but falling just short. That's at least 2 to 3 of these rounds. FaZe is one that very easily could have gone the way of Black Dragons with a few different things happening. Which again just reinforces that point home that you were talking about before about how much the score does not necessarily represent the game we're watching right now.
Yeah, but a very close one so far. So FaZe going to be holding on to 90 with the Jaeger and the shield. It's going to be a Aviator defense. Black Dragons clearing out from Master and Trophy. So they want to make sure they have the horizontal platform so they can attack onto the site, and they'll lose out their Jackal to a pre-placed C4 from Ion. I didn't even see that coming.
Second time, though, they've lost the Jackal off the initial kill, though.
Yeah.
This is starting to become a little bit of a dangerous trend. Also, Live has been pretty crucial here, at least on those attacks leading into Trophy Statuary. So losing him in general is going to be a big loss here.
Yeah, I would say that Live is one of the most relevant players on the attack right now. He's been a big factor, not only in his gadget, but also in terms of just getting kills. So good job there to FaZe. That's going to allow the roamers a lot of freedom, like just a ton of freedom. And they're going to eat up every little bit of it, I'm sure, by coming up on flanks and just persisting just on the edge, outside of reach from the attackers. One going to be droned out by PZD, and that'll be Cameraman in the living room. Phone call comes out to try and assist in the clear. no mute to silence those phone calls, so it's going to be just based on the timer usually that these will expend.
Cameraman starting to work his way out. Actually might get an angle. Oh, never mind. Panico ends up getting the better end of that one as he spots Cameraman first, is able to take him down, and now can hack the cameras away. Any defaults that are still up and running, we'll give them some good intel to play off of here on the attack.
Panico has been really standing up for his team. He's been doing a great job. He came close to clutching the last round, and he just shot the cameraman through the wall thanks to his own phone call. That's all. That's like basically a solo kill there from Panico. Well done to him.
See a little bit more of the floor getting taken out there by PZD just to give them some extra room to work with. Also takes out the hatch in the process. And now 40 seconds left here. FaZe still at an even kill, 4v4 against the Black Dragons. Black Dragons not really seeming to be in shape to execute anytime soon, though, and they need to change that. They need to group up, get everybody together here, and get ready to go. Because as you can see, Ion still has control over like main stairs. They haven't even flushed him out of here yet. The phone call is going to do that. He'll be able to fall back now and maintain a safe position. But once again, that just furthers the point home. Black Dragons, where is this execute going to come from with only 20 seconds left?
Ion holding the main stairs, but he'll lose out to Panico, who has just been, again, doing so great for his team. But look at the clock. Only 10 seconds left. Last canister goes out. PZD gets one from Gun Housey in Gun Vault. Suddenly, we've got Black Dragon in sight. We've got only 2 more left, and they're just starting their plant, but it's behind the bar, and they're safe. There's no gas canisters. It's got to be a forced retake, and GDN's got the cover. He'll win the round, and Black Dragons save it in the dying seconds.
Once again, another incredibly close round, and Black Dragons shaping that together with really nothing leading up to it. Didn't necessarily have themselves ready for it. As far as I could tell, everybody was separated as well before they were ready to move in, and still, they get the job done. Same as some of these previous rounds where they are just falling short. This time, finally, the scales tip into their favor and give them a second.
It must have been the Maverick opening a hole into the gun vault. It had to have been, right? We didn't catch it. It wasn't. It was never seen by the spectator. But it had to have been, because they were just, BD were in Gun Vault. I was thinking to myself, there's no way BD can win this. They don't have any access points other than the bottlenecks and the doorways. How many doorways is that? That's 3. 2 in the B-bomb site, 1 in the A-bomb site. That's not a lot to work with. So I'm thinking to myself, it can't be done. And then they're suddenly in Gun Vault. FaZe are falling apart, and then the Gun Vault rush is straight into the games room bar. And then it's a plant. Done. Oh boy. Good cover from GDN. Gotta hand it to him. He was a big part of why that was a success there, as well as WAG with the Maverick, I must assume.
So with Black Dragons finally securing their second round, they'll look to make it 3 on what is going to be the final round of FaZe Clan's defense. Obviously, FaZe Clan have had a bit of a rocky run here so far for the defensive side of this map. And now we'll once again try to patch up some of the problems. The issue is it's hard to patch up what you can't see coming at the end of the day, and that's kind of what we've got, at least on that last execute from the Black Dragons. The other sides have been a little bit more straightforward from them, but it won't necessarily be the easiest adjustment in the world here from FaZe.
One thing of note is that Panico, while everyone else was doing the site take and explosively at the end, and Panico was, I mean, yeah, he died. He almost single-handedly cleared out the roamers. Just by himself. He used the phone call, he droned for himself, and he managed to force those roamers into worse positions, allowing for his team to even hit the site in the first place. And it took him a long time, but he had almost no assistance because Live was dead. And Live was the other roam clearer. And it's probably predetermined roles, right? So when Live dies, Panico's just kind of alone. And he made it work for him. It took him a long time, but he made it work for him, and now he's dead. In this round, he is dead. Cameraman was run out from Art. Okay.
Won't have that intel come in this time from the Dokkaebi, as the phone calls actually proved quite important in that last round. For instance, it got the Valkyrie out of position, where previously she was like ready on main stairs to find a very easy pick against someone from Black Dragons that would have pushed. But because they got the phone call off, that forced her back, made them aware that she was on top, and then kind of got, I forget exactly who ended up pushing the Valkyrie out there, but basically made it so that it was a much more predictable duel to take at the end of the day on the main stairs, and obviously gave better access to the site to BD. This time, though, we're not going to be able to see that. She is knocked out, and that's going to give FaZe Clan an early advantage that we don't often get to see from them, at least one that doesn't go unresponded to.
The last time it was Live on the Jack who died early. This time it's Panico on the Dokkaebi that dies early. Is that going to be the difference maker? They both have... Oh, actually, no, Panico probably was running nades, which means Live will have smoke. But they didn't have it in the last time. It's so weird to see that. The nades on Dokkaebi. But Not going to be in this round. Cameraman playing from below because he's got C4 and he can deny the plant. Easy peasy. Denial, but he misses somehow. Seemed like it might have been a fake out and a dodge there from the player who was actually on the position where the C4 had landed, wherever that is. I believe it's default plant, but I'm not entirely sure. Astro playing inside of Study. Difficult position to play, but Cameraman gets another run-out kill, this time on a GDN. From the same doorway. It's the art door downstairs. He's really making that run-out work for him. Live has also been down, so it's really looking like a lockout for FaZe right now. Cameraman opening up some holes from below. He's just trying to see if there's anyone hiding in the connector corners just outside of the B bomb site.
Pretty sure they might have realized they got the down onto Live there, so we're possibly looking to get the confirmation onto that, but it won't happen. He's back up to 20 HP. PZD also finding the first kill for Black Dragons in this round. Yuna and Astro trade those both back, though, and add one more in their favor as everything falls to PZD. He's got eyes on the Maestro, of course. He tries to be ready for the 90 wrap, but is not going to be able to stop it at the end of the day. Astro takes him down. FaZe confirm yet another round, and will have the lead at halftime at 4-2.
All right, so FaZe, and big win in the first half there, 4-2. Like you said, that is a well-fought victory there, I would say. And BD have put up a pretty good attempt in their attacks. I was going to hand it to them, but they came up to the bottleneck in that round, which was the B doorway, and they didn't have anything else. Nothing. They didn't try to push 90. They didn't try to open the wall. I mean, actually, no, correction, they did. They just didn't open it enough to go through. They opened up to cut off the gun vault rotation, but that didn't really matter because FaZe were playing off Study. They were playing off the hallway, the top of Study stairs. They were doing a lot of different things. Just getting the wall open at gun vault was not enough for the attack. They needed more access points because they couldn't pivot around the site like they did last time, where Panico came up from behind his Study.
Well, we are going to remain on the inside of the Aviator Games Room site. It is going to change the sides. FaZe now go on to the attack. Black Dragons jump onto the defense for the first time in this match. And we'll get to see how that will change up the overall game. Black Dragons, again, not looking terrible. In fact, should have a much closer scoreline than this, potentially even be in the lead over FaZe Clan, but have fallen short at the end of multiple rounds now where FaZe were able to win it, oftentimes by the virtue of being on defense and timing just working into their favor. We're going to have to see if they run into similar issues that Black Dragons were also running into, and that will start to potentially maybe shift this game in the other direction.
Well, of course, we'll be defensive-sided. It's Villa, after all, so BD should have a slight edge now. Really curious to see what kind of attack strategies FaZe are going to be giving us here. They're going to have to do some really creative stuff. That's for sure. This doesn't seem... it's definitely not going to be easy. It's going to have to require FaZe, actually putting in a lot of work for this match individually, which you got to imagine they are doing, because they're at a point now where every other team is starting to catch up, it feels like. People are right behind them. I mean, Team 1 is, what, like a point behind them now, I believe? 19 points to FaZe's 20? We just double-check that. But, yeah, it's been a rough second half of the season for FaZe overall, considering expectations. And, yeah, 19 points for Team 1, which means if FaZe doesn't win here, then it's likely Team 1 are going to catch up and take away that second spot in the place it land.
That'll be a big deal for FaZe. And having good results recently at other lands they attended, definitely don't want to miss out on another chance to go to one, especially one as big as the Pro League Finals.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, the main draw is you get to go to Japan.
Yeah, that's true. Let's try to keep it, you know, like
everyone wants to go to Japan, man. No, it's not. We don't have to jump around it.
Normally, it's just the tournament itself we look forward to, not necessarily like the place, but
yeah, a little bit of both right now.
Yeah, a lot of people want to go to Japan.
Yeah, it's definitely a big reason to fight here.
It's like the first Western esports event in Japan, like in history.
Really?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I can't think of another one.
It is a pretty big deal, all things considered.
I know it's the biggest Western esports event in Japanese history.
Really?
I know that much.
I mean, I myself am going to be hopefully spending a lot of time not just doing the event. So
yeah.
Like, the whole thing is really exciting. But anyway, moving on. And that is pretty substantial. I hadn't really thought about that, but you're right, because they don't normally do many of those. The Jaeger are going to be challenging on the 90 drop down, and nobody takes any damage there. Mav gets away scot-free. Live gets away scot-free. It's just an exchange of terse words.
So we are going to start to see FaZe Clan obviously in position, ready to rock and roll here for the execute. Also trying to get open the walls early on, and they'll accomplish that. The one leading in right behind the bar will be open for them to use now in order to leverage their site take.
Was it? Or was it Tricks?
I think they got it, right?
Ion needs a nade
Oh no, it
kill.
didn't get it, looks like.
Yeah, it was Trick. I think they used a C4 to trick it because the impact didn't work. And that's why it made such a big explosion, although I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes, it's a little bit blurry. Yo, nice shots being put together by FaZe. It's just PZD and Wag. They're in the site. PZD does get one, but he's on low HP now. Trying to play it from the gun vault. Ion pushing on him despite the Legion trap, and he'll lose the fight to PZD. Look at this headshot play from PZD. He'll get two, but can't get a third. It's the last player, Wag, inside a study, and he has two to deal with in his post plant. One by the bar, the other one unknown to us. The bar player gonna, oh wow, amazingly not go down. Yuna wins it out. A nice try from Wag, but FaZe, an explosive take into the site, and they put themselves at 5-2.
I think even Yuna's surprised he didn't get headshot there at the last second, because that looked like it was dead on.
It looked like a clear headshot.
Didn't make the connection, so Yuna just spamming C is going to be able to hold on to that one.
You know what I think happened? I think he started his spray right about like upper torso level, and then his bullets jumped up above the head, just barely.
From the recoil mode.
Yeah, because you're used to like starting here, and then the recoil gives you a headshot, right? But then sometimes it just jumps above, and you get unlucky. So I think, a little bit of unluck there for Wag.
The spam hopping didn't necessarily help with the situation too. I'm trying to time it appropriately. That's probably very annoying to deal with, especially because he wasn't just going up, down, up, down. He was.
Oh, crouch spamming?
It was staggering the timing on a little bit. If you notice.
You think crouch spamming might be annoying to deal with? Maybe, possibly. I don't know. I've never played Siege before. Crouch spamming.
At least they made it better somewhat.
It is way better. It's way better than it used to be. It's definitely not fixed, in my opinion.
The beginning of this year was like everyone was doing it, and it was so annoying.
It's 100% not fixed though, because like right now, for example, like when you're standing, you have 3 different variations of where your head can be, right?
Yeah.
Immediately, because it's with leaning, right? Mm-hmm. But then with crouching, since you can do it like pretty much just as fast as leaning, you've got 6 variations that you can just touch at a moment's notice.
Yep.
Your head can be wherever you want it to be, and it's like totally random whether you're getting headshots or not. Which is why most people, even pros sometimes, are aiming here.
Just because that's the part that's actually going to stay in place.
They're aiming at your chest, and then the headshot is a secondary. I was like, yeah, if we get it, cool, but I don't know, man. It could be rough out there. Anyway.
These operators are just like really prone to whiplash, basically.
Dude, could you imagine actually being like, imagine if like this game was just people being controlled by somebody with a keyboard and mouse, right? And they're like, my neck!
That's a movie, fun fact. There's a movie with that.
Oh, isn't it called, it's called
Gamer.
Gamer,
Unleash
yeah.
him.
Yeah, it's an actual movie, oh my god.
So,
somebody thought of that, and then they put millions of dollars in.
Yeah, that was before like gamers were a meme. That was like that movie was like 12 years old, I think.
Really?
I think that movie came out like 2008.
That's insane.
It's a Gerard Butler movie. That just tells you like how old it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if he does. I don't know how much acting he's doing these days.
He hasn't done a lot recently. So he was really big at like the late 2000s. But
all right, we got to do the match.
Off topic.
We're a minute into this round here. BD are holding on to Master Bathroom, and I believe this is a trophy defense, so that is an aggressive hold for them. It's not a roam, so well, it is kind of in a way, but it's just an off-site hold, really. Live is very exposed, and if he gets shut down for free, that's going to be bad for his team, obviously, as he's been such a powerful operator and player through this match.
Got FaZe Clan getting ready to start working their way in through Master now. A few players on the roof as well, still wasting a little bit of time. A minute and a half remaining now for FaZe Clan to work their way in. This game has been no stranger to very late executes, though, and even very late like group ups by the attackers. So don't be surprised if we stay quiet up until the very end. It's looking like they're going to start to get a little bit of pressure from Astra, though, or just, excuse me, from the outside of Master Bedroom.
So far, it seems like BD are just doing a great job at delaying. We have had Live fall back after doing a little bit of damage to Astro. This nade is to clear the Bandit batteries or Kaid Electro Claws. In this case, Kaid Electro Claws. Or possibly get a kill if anyone's playing on the wall. It's a difficult nade to land, but it lands right... Well, I'll try to point it out as soon as I can. It's in the Master Wall. On the defender side of the Master Wall. So he just got the Electro Claws with that one, which is going to allow the Hard Destructor to open up the wall. That's the Thermite, but he's not even trying to do that. He's going to push into Astro with the rest of his teammates. Quite interesting. And he's actually going to open up the trophy wall. So all of Latin America seems to just not care about holding on to Astro anymore. Mav will die before the wall gets opened up, actually. But wall open. Now FaZe have a good amount of control here onto trophy. Yeah, this is weird that the defenders don't try to hold Astro anymore.
It's really weird for me, too, coming from other regions.
Yeah.
Cameraman's going to be able to find a pick. So does Astro. A lot of spam going through there, just not necessarily finding the damage where they needed to. But down on the ground is where they'll get Yuna, picking up one for himself. Cameraman finds a second. GDN did get the trade onto Yuna in the process. And now 5 seconds left here. The attackers need to get Diffuser onto the ground. They're trying to force the fight into GDN, and he drops the Diffuser. That's going to be it. Black Dragons win it on a timer.
How? He's just hiding in a corner. GDN, he's just hiding in a corner.
Just
push
go the
him.
other way.
Push him or plant. Plant and cover or push them together. I don't care which, but choose. FaZe got tripped all over themselves in that round, and they won. They lost to just one person, GDN, hiding in a corner.
So that'll put BD on the board for this half. So far, a 1-to-1 exchange once again. Same way the other half started out. Now we go back to Aviator Games, where once again we had an incredibly close round, one that could have very easily gone the way of Black Dragons, and it's time to see if FaZe can continue their own streak here and take the win once again on this site.
Oh boy. Yeah, the desk did that to mine too.
Yeah.
It's this. It's because we're doing this all day.
Yeah, so it transfers some of the pain off on them.
They don't know what we're talking about.
They have no clue what we're talking about right now. It's okay, just leave them out of context. We'll just make everyone really confused for 30 seconds.
It's gonna be Aviator Games next. No, okay, so that last round, the end there is rage-inducing. Like, even for just a spectator. Like, me and I really don't care who takes the win here. I just want to see good Siege. But that was not good Siege. That was FaZe in an advantage, and they threw it away. They're like, you know what? We could plan and cover against this last guy, or we could rush him together. But then one guy tried to go and plant, and the other guys tried to rush him. And then it's just everyone gets confused. I don't know.
Got the wires crossed.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even see if they had the diffuser in hand. I think they did.
They did, yeah.
But if they did, then yeah, they had two options. But even if they didn't have two options, then the option is clear: rush them, and the last guy didn't. So like either way, it doesn't matter. It was the wrong call from both of them because neither of them made the same call.
FaZe will still maintain the lead, at least for now, though, at a 5-3 advantage. They've got 2 more rounds to play around with before BD is truly back into this, with the potential to take away the lead from FaZe overall. And remember, they won the attack last time on this site. Once again, they're going to try to get in position relatively early on, though, as a few of them will start working their way in through study, it seems.
It's going to be a clear of the roamers downstairs as well. You can see that they're droning that out, so they're going to be putting a little bit of effort into that, I assume. But it takes a lot of time to force those roamers to go anywhere other than where they want to be. So, you know, time and effort. And they don't have a Jackal, which is interesting considering he's not banned. Usually he will be a sure pick. So you can avoid things like what this Valkyrie is doing right now, getting aggressive on the balcony, potentially trying to punish an attacker who might try to vault in there.
In fact, basically no anti-room overall for FaZe going into this one. So no Nomad or maybe even like a Gridlock or something like that to try and ice out any roaming potential. So
and the Jackal, like I said earlier, it's weird to see, to be honest.
Jackal would usually be the first choice if he's available, just because he's like the only one that can kind of aggressively anti-roam, whereas most of the others are kind of more defensive options.
Yeah, and it's so weird to see him not played when he's available. He brings so much to the team. Like, I would definitely bring him instead of a Buck or a Sledge.
He's got like a good two.
You've got a Buck and a Sledge. You don't need both. Bring one. Maybe the Buck if you want to go underneath. Maybe the Sledge if you're looking to open up walls horizontally. No matter what you're looking at, though. Oh, it's a double nade strat. Okay.
There we go.
They have a reason for it.
So they're going to bring a lot more of that to the table. But even then, though, we are still going to see their attack to the inside here gets stopped as the first attempt to bust open the wall is successfully tricked out. They're also, for their first attempt to try and move into the site and put pressure on it, is going to get smoked out. So
yeah, and they've used all their nades, which means that Evil Eye at the end of the hallway is going to have to be taken out by the Zofia, which is, it wasn't necessary. Could have used a nade on that for sure.
Time going to start to get a bit lower here, too. 40 seconds remain for FaZe Clan to at least start their defusal process plant. We still don't have them any closer to getting access.
I think that might have been, that was impact tricked as well. Because there's a little hole there that makes it really easy to impact trick it on the prone level. So neither of the exothermic charges successful here for FaZe. Their strategy not working out. Now they've only got 20 seconds.
Panico is going to find the first kill against them. Cameraman able to trade that, but Panico still causing issues from the 90 angle here. Gets a lot of damage off onto the buck, but will eventually fall to him, as Astro also is able to take out GDN. So we're not done just yet. They are halfway through a plant, and at the moment, it doesn't look like anyone from Black Dragons can stop them. However, Wag on the backside takes, but not quickly enough. The plant still goes down. We end up in a 2 versus 2. Wag's going to be able to find the next one, though, BD now with an advantage, and look at the HP from Mav. He has nothing, but what he does have is an angle below the diffuser. He can skeleton key his way through this end. Black Dragons are going to spend a lot of time looking for him. There we go. Does he hear it, though? He's going to punch through it, looking. He gets it off. It brings him down. Now down to a 1v1. He'll run away to avoid immediately getting traded out. There's the tap onto it. Now the commitment coming in from the Valkyrie. Trying to spam back. He needs to push it now. The jump off from the Valkyrie. It's a massive mind game between these two players right now. But ultimately, the Valkyrie needs to get on the defuse eventually, and she jumps off just in time to get the kill. And now the question is there any time left for the counter defuse? It's going to be close. We're going to see in the last second here. Does he have it? Yes, he does. And Black Dragons pull off the retake.
What a clutch from the Valkyrie. PZD seconds away from defeat there. Mav just barely gave it away. Oh, and that was exceptionally close, not only in the plant, but also in the post. Everything came down to the wire there, and Black Dragons keep themselves in this match 4-5. They are narrowly away from keeping an even round count here. We're getting so close.
And that will start to put pressure on the Black Dragons, though. They've now used up their lock on Aviation Games, and they are still locked in for Trophy as well. So they've got to rotate downstairs and go for the kitchen site. Again, though, this is LATAM. It seems every team does seem relatively comfortable to potentially even start on that site, so this shouldn't be too big of an issue to have to play this one as their third.
Yeah, I think the kitchen's just a not fully fleshed out site, to be honest. Like, people haven't just fully learned it, and they will eventually. We see a lot of that see a lot of new stuff coming out in like LATAM just because they're leaning into it. They're trying to learn it. I think we've actually been having a little bit of that in EU as well, though. You know what? Don't want to say as like an authority, but yeah.
Now we had the North American games I was casting the other night. Someone did I think started on Kitchen when we played this map. I'm pretty sure. I forget which match that was, but
let's see if I have any like Villa on my notes here.
We're testing it. It seems anyway.
Yeah,
Brazil feels really comfortable with it now. So or LATAM, excuse me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could say Brazil too. LATAM's like the official title. That's what we all say, but like honestly, they're all Brazilian teams. So like even in Challenger League, I think. So I think, yeah, let me double check that. I'll be super duper careful on that one before I say it as a certainty.
If we follow, normally there's, I think if I'm remembering correctly, normally like Argentina usually ends up with a pretty decent sized scene in the FPSs as well.
Well, right now,
I think it's Argentina.
In Challenger League, it seems like these are all, yeah, they're all Brazilian.
More likely, yeah, all Brazilians right now.
So, and in Pro League, as far as I know, they're all Brazilian, so... Yeah, my understanding is that there's other there's other teams that try, other countries that have tried, but no one's actually really made it in yet because I think they're just not as dedicated to the game. Because like Brazil really just like the game.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some of the other Latin American countries jump into it. They're
Maybe
having some other games and started too.
That'd be cool.
So hopefully we'll get to see that region expand a little bit more.
That would have some really cool like diversity as well within Latin America because you get some actual like country rivalries then.
Yeah,
that'd be like really interesting for us. Speaking of really interesting, this match, FaZe is going to lose one early on to a C4 from below. That's Wag managing to put that on the board. Ion adds to well, actually gets a refrag onto Panico. So this is going to be constant back and forth in this round, so it seems to be as we start things off. Cameraman doing cameraman things and using a nade, I want to say, to open up that wall, which I believe can't be done because of the nature of this specific wall that he was opening. Wag is going to go down to Mav, eliminated on the storage side of the map. EE1D making all these players stand still. Ion going in for the push. He eats a little bit of damage, but just barely loses out on the fight. Great cover from Live. Suddenly a 3 versus 3. There's so much time in this round, but the attackers are not taking it. They want the site control. Gas canisters being forced out. C4 already expended from GDN. PZD on the roam. He's trying to come back to assist his teammates because he knows Kitchen has been lost. Oh, what a shot from Live. Again, a second for him, but Mav gets his own second from storage. Still plenty of time. Like I said, 40 seconds here. And another one here for Yuna this time. PZD now the last defender. The roamer come back to sight. He's got to contest with Mav, who's been landing his shots today. And Mav will fall back, but the plant not being covered. Now post-plant, and it'll be a win for Yuna as he comes off of the plant. FaZe take another round, and they put themselves on match point.
Do or die now. Time for here. Oh, excuse me. Really get my words messed up. Do or die time.
I know what you were trying to say.
Do or die time for FaZe Clan now.
Yeah.
As we enter their match point round, and Black Dragons now need to run the next 2 consecutively. Also important to note that Black Dragons can only get a single point from this matchup now, as FaZe Clan has guaranteed the tie at a minimum. And we'll end up going back to Trophy and Statuary, as Black Dragons do not have to play into that kitchen site anymore, as long as they don't want to, seeing as they now have the upstairs site unlocked, and they'll have the second one unlocked after this round.
Yeah, but FaZe really need the 3 points, man. I don't see them. I don't see them doing anything that's going to allow Black Dragons to take away a single one here, because yeah, FaZe are, I think, reality checked after the last 2 the 2 losses that they've had in the second half here so far. And they realize that Team 1, I mean, they're hot on their heels. Team Liquid are hot on FaZe's heels. Team 1 is 1 point behind FaZe right now. Team Liquid 2 points behind FaZe right now. So FaZe needs 3. They cannot let BD make them suffer on this.
So it's time to find out if, once again, FaZe Clan are able to push into this. This was so close, and was actually a 2v1 in the favor of FaZe Clan at the end of the last round, but ultimately the mix-up in the communication from them ended up costing it, as Black Dragons were able to win it just by keeping their Cade in a tight corner, finding 1 kill, dropping the diffuser, I think, and then being able to close it out with like 3 seconds left.
Okay, so it's Trophy, Statuary once more. And once more, it will very likely be the Ignore Astro strategy. That Ignore Astro strat has had mixed results.
They did open up a rotate hole this time, right? I don't think they did that before, so they might be playing into it.
They've ignored Astro while opening the rotation before.
Gotcha.
Like, both teams have done that. It's hit and miss, right? Like, sometimes they're opening it, sometimes they're reinforcing it. But either which way, I expect them to ignore Astro once more. And that gives a lot of control to the attackers. So if FaZe can leverage that well, then I think that we'll see a very interesting, probably FaZe lock it out right here. But that's not a guarantee. And there's all, you know what, this is Siege. Things just,
you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. So, a lot of interesting things we've seen from both of these teams on Villa. Different strategies, different interpretations of how to play this map. None of them inherently bad, actually. The way we've been, like, honestly, Astro sometimes is really hard to hold. For reasons like this repel right here from Astro.
I wonder how many people are going to confuse
Astro repelling on Astro window.
I'm trying to think of people that like don't speak English or watch. Like, they're saying Astro a whole lot.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on. What does he mean? But is that like a player? Yeah, no, it is though.
It's that, and it's a spot on the map.
And yeah, it is confusing. Astronomy, we could say astronomy.
Yeah, that's more syllables. We don't like syllables as casters.
Yeah, that's difficult.
We need to use as few of those as possible.
Yeah. So there's that reinforcement too.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be reinforced real quick here, as we are actually pretty late into the round at this point. Almost 2/3 of it gone already.
This is going to be hard for FaZe.
FaZe still droning out Astronomy. They have seen that it's all clear at this point, and they'll feel free to start actually putting some pressure onto it. This is that nade again to clear out some of the double reinforcements on the wall. They've even actually got a camera here to confirm that, it looks like.
It did not land on the player. It did get the Electroclaw. He's trying to adjust it now so he can get the player. I don't know. I hope this one lands for him, because if not, it's going to be really bad for his team. Oh, they just lost their Thermite. There's no Thermite, which means no hard destruction, which means this is all just a waste of effort and energy from Mav trying to get the Electroclaws. So now FaZe have to work with the bottlenecks that they have. Lifeline's going in to try and facilitate the entry, but this is still going to be really difficult.
Cameraman is going to try to rotate over on red stairs as well, so they finally have another angle to add in this, and so far that plan has worked. He's moved in and found Panico by moving up those red stairs. A nice counterflank. Astro also able to find one here next to Ion. Wag will start to trade it back, finding Mav. We'll also see PCD pick up one on his own here too, but he's also going to fall. Just a flurry of trades bring us down into a 1 versus 1 at the end of the day. Leaving it all alone here, going up against Cameraman, and Cameraman has a massive HP advantage. The quick scope into the headshot. What more fitting of an end for FaZe Clan as they take control and close out in this matchup, taking the full win and the 3 points that come along with that.
I saw what you did there. It was beautiful. FaZe Clan, a win 7-4. And wow, just what an impressive showing from both teams. Really putting their all into this match. And you got to respect BD. They had some moments there where it seriously looked like they were going to take it away from